Can Denzel Mims save his career in New York? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I'll be talking about a very polarizing topic, which is Denzel Mims. But what isn't polarizing with the New York Jets? Before we get started today, I wanted to mention you can follow on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast. You got the Matt O'Leary NY Extra channel, whole lot of stuff to plug. And oh yeah, the Patreon, check that out too. Bonus New York Jets content over there if you're interested. Link to everything is down below in the description. So man, was 2021 a lost season for Denzel Mims. He wasn't very good. And his arc was very, very interesting. So obviously in 2020, he was a second round pick. For me personally, he was someone who I thought could be a first round talent, falls to the New York Jets. In his rookie year, he was promising. There was some good. We'll go over that. And then things started to go a little bit awry when the new staff came in, and throughout training camp and the illness and the injury and COVID, and there's just one thing after the next, and it just wasn't really good at all. So before the year started, it was the food poisoning, then you had COVID, then you had lack of use. But when he was used last year, he was really bad. So for someone, myself included, who I would consider myself a Denzel Mims fan, which is like, put a pin for a second. The discourse on Denzel is so bizarre to me, because you have people in my comments, in my mentions, saying I'm Denzel Mims stan. I give him too much leeway. I love him too much. And then you have other people who say that I hate Denzel Mims, which I don't get. So I guess that probably means that I'm fair and in the middle, but that's what I'm really trying to do here. It wasn't good. 11 games he was playing in last year. He started 3. He had 8 catches for 133 yards and had an 8.7 drop percentage. Way too many drops, way too many penalties. Oh my God. The guy was a walking penalty last year, and just boneheaded plays. It just wasn't good. But the reason why fans, myself included, were so excited about Denzel is in 2020, in the worst offense in football, in his first career 6 games, he went for 324 yards, which is 54 yards per game. And if you were to pace that out over a 17-game season, a full season, that's 918 yards. So how do you go from someone who was like on pace to, as a rookie, to be like a 900-yard player, and then obviously fell off a little bit after, Darnold came back and really wasn't utilized in the final 3 games, to being like forgetting how to play football? It was like from one extreme to the other, and it's just strange to me. But for this year, I think he should come into training camp with every opportunity to win the wide receiver 5 job. And I think that's his ceiling right now on this roster. As much as I like Denzel, I don't think he's in a situation, nor should he be, based on what we saw last year, to start or to be like a regular on this team. I put Braxton Berrios in front of him. I put Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson. That's 4 right there. So maybe best case scenario, wide receiver 5. But can he be a functioning part of this offense? I think if you get anything out of him, that's really good. And sure, maybe they flip him like what they did with Chris Herndon for, a day 3 pick. You could do that, but I'm really rooting for him to stick around and be, again, just a functioning piece of the offense. He doesn't have to be a star, but can you be a little bit of a threat in the red zone? He was a contested catch guy in college, but he has 4.3 speed. Like the height, the contested catch, and the speed, there's something there. He's raw. So if you could put it all together, don't drop as many passes, run a little bit some cleaner routes. You don't have to be Elijah Moore or Garrett Wilson with your route running, but just, I don't know, have a little bit more of an effort than what we saw in 2021. And the positive thing too, he looks like he's in really good shape. We're in greatest shape of his life, kind of conversation time, but I don't know. Again, I'm rooting for the guy. He's also supposedly switching to number 15. It looks like Jermaine Johnson's getting 11 and he's going to get 15. So maybe he'll get some Brandon Marshall powers from 2015. But look, honestly, for me with him, just whatever you get at this point. Obviously, you drafted another receiver this time in the first round. You have Corey Davis. You're bringing him back. You bring back Braxton Berrios. Maybe he shows enough to where you're comfortable moving on from Corey Davis after this year. I think that's your best case scenario for him, is he shows you enough where it's like, okay, we can move on from Corey. We can get out of that deal and be comfortable with running with the four wide receivers of Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims, and Braxton Berrios as your four. I think that you're looking at that as your best case. Worst case scenario is more of the same, whether it is injuries, drops, boneheaded plays. But to his credit, it looks like he's putting in the work with the shape that he's in. And again, I'm rooting for the guy. But let me know your take on Denzel. Again, a really polarizing topic, so I'm sure we're going to see a lot of people on both sides. Get at me on social media. Subscribe if you're new. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll talk to you next time.